guest tonight, a terrific actor, comedian. I got to say, you're a born comedian. Am I right? Carmine Famiglietti?
It's been a few years since I've done that, but
you are
there was
actor,
a time.
Comedian, artist, writer, and producer, all in one. Thank you for making the time. Oh, man. I tell you, when I went to see Pounds...
Currently out of work, of all of those, but...
Well, this is... when I went to see this beautiful movie, how long ago?
It was in the theaters 4 years ago.
Yes.
But it was at Sundance 10 years ago.
Okay. Interesting.
So it had an interesting journey to
Interesting
distribution.
journey.
Yeah.
But when I went to see it, I went to support my friend Michael Aronoff, who was part of the cast. Terrific actor, member of the Actors Studio, one of my boys.
Great actor.
Great actor, one of my boys. Untouchable. Aronoff. I went to see it and I loved it. And I said, oh my God, I love the guy. Michael, I love this guy. I didn't know you back then. I know you now. And you're natural.
Thank
you can do comedy with your eyes closed. You're very easy on the camera, very relaxed, right? I mean, it seems that it's a natural gift. Yeah.
And with some practice, you know what I mean? I've been very lucky to work with a lot of really other good actors that have made me feel comfortable and a lot of good directors, you know. I mean, you had Matthew on a couple of weeks.
Yes.
You know, so much of the reason...
2 months ago, not 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? 2 months. I give it 5 days.
So much of the reason Matthew was the right guy to direct Pounds was because I knew he was a hard worker. Yeah. And I knew Matthew, I mean, he had never directed anything but a short, I think, at the time, or a couple of commercials. But I knew he was the right guy because he worked hard and he read books. You know, he was up on it.
Yes.
But I needed a friend on set.
Yeah.
You know, because I wasn't experienced. And, you know, he put this great cast around me. And I always, when I watch Pounds now, I think as the movie goes on, you could see me get more and more comfortable. I think even as the movie goes on. And then over the years, you know, it took time. A lot of times I'd go into auditions when I got them. I wouldn't get a lot of them, but when I got them, I'd be terribly nervous and never do it as good as I did it in the mirror. You know what I mean?
The mirror.
If we could just capture what we do in the mirror, we'd book the part every time.
The bathroom is the best place for me,
I'm like a genius in that.
The bathroom,
Laurence
I am
Olivier
the queen,
in my bath.
baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and when
wrong.
I'm taking a shower, Carmine, it's not that we're getting sexual, but it's the best place ever.
Right.
Right?
Perfect inflections, your voice sounds great. Get in front of the casting director and I'm like Lou Costello, you know.
Oh, it's crazy. Acting is a craft. And
it is. And auditioning is an art form.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing that took me a long time to get comfortable with.
It's not that we're talking about auditioning, the nature of auditioning, because everybody has a different take on it. I don't think auditions, they don't quite reflect the best.
It's different. It's not, it's not the whole enchilada. You're going in there and just doing a segment of the performance.
And you deliver, you go, come in and out.
And for me, it took a long time to really start walking into rooms. And again, I don't get on a lot of auditions just because of my size, my type, so I don't get as many opportunities.
Yeah, but I like your size and I like your type. And I'm not trying to pick you up. I have a husband, but we were talking.
A husband that could kick my ass. He was an ex-boxer.
I don't know about that. He's only 5'5". And we spend a lot of time away from each other. And that's not good for the relationship. But that's besides the point. Okay, Matthew is a great actor's director.
Yes.
Right?
Without a doubt.
Because he gets the best performances ever.
For me, I don't think I could do the performance I give in Pounds without Matthew because, again, we had so many conversations about that movie and what we were going to do and how we were going to approach things. And, I don't know if I could have had that with anyone else. Plus, it was going to take all this time, this commitment. But even with the casting, I didn't know. To me, his greatest contributions is just that cast he put together.
Right.
Michael and Miriam, really everybody.
Yeah, everybody was so right on.
That's all Matthew. When we were even going back to doing the table reads, the only actors I knew were Sharon Angela, who played my sister. So we both wanted her to play my sister.
She got to get the smoker's voice, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, Sharon is great, and so we knew we both wanted her. And then there was another role for an actor named Mark Nasser.
I know this guy.
Now, his scene did not make the movie, but when you watch the DVD, it's on there. It's on there. It's like,
so this is a director's cut, or this is?
It's not a director's cut, but it has 4 or 5 scenes that didn't make the movie, and one of them is what Mark Nasser. So Mark and Sharon were the only 2 actors I know, but Lou Martini was at the first table read. I'm trying to think who else was at the first table read. Michael Aronoff was at all the initial table reads.
And do you guys did a lot of rehearsals, improvs? Do you have time to do that?
A little bit,
just a little bit, not much.
We did a few. We did 3 table reads. Matthew wanted to rehearse just with Michael and I. know we did a few rehearsals together.
Cool. You guys are you have such a great chemistry.
I'd love working with Michael.
It's it's easy. It flows, baby, from beginning to end. It's no pushed. There's everything flows.
No, and I
perfectly.
know, and I saw how serious he was. Right, everybody was serious, but he was, he was really intense, and especially when we got to those scenes upstate where it was just him and I.
Oh boy!
I'm like, man, this guy.
Do you guys get along?
This guy's
Do you guys fight? I mean,
this
honestly?
guy's really serious. I'm
Yeah,
like,
but you're serious too, Carmine.
I am, but every now and then I fake it a little bit.
Yeah. Because I feel that what's your sign? I'm sorry, but this is something that I have to ask you. What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay, all right.
So Michael, there's the scene in Pounds where we have this big fight scene. And
when we talk, I show you high.
Yeah, right. It's really, we're pissed off at each other. And by this time, it was the end of the shoot.
You make me laugh.
It was towards the end of the shoot. It's dank and damp, and we're dirty, and I'm tired, and he's tired. Everyone's kind of cranky because it's towards the end of the first segment of shooting. We've been shooting for a few weeks. I'm worried about the money that we're spending. I got
That's the biggest concern, baby.
Yeah, like I'm, being the producer and all this. So we shoot this take, and Matthew had been talking to Michael and I separately, and I think he knew both of us were kind of in a chippy mood. So there's that scene.
So he used that for the scene.
Well,
obviously.
he changed, I think, the way he was going to shoot it. So we have this scene, and we have this great first take. That
sometimes those takes are the best ones. The first.
That's the one that's in the movie.
Oh, okay.
But the DP says, "Can I just get a close up?" So Matthew comes to us, says, "Look, we need this close up. I just need you guys doing a couple of things." I'm like, "All right," but now I'm thinking it's going to be like a tight shot, so I could kind of. Again, I'm just going to fake it. I'll pretend I'm fine. We got it already. Like, the producer in me is like, we got it. But Michael sees me losing my intensity, like, just that little bit.
Just a
and
little.
Right before the camera rolls, he smacks me so freaking hard in the face.
Oh,
like, and then Matthew yells, "Action!" I'm like, I'm going to kill Aronoff. So, I mean... He walloped me, because he wanted it to stay at that level that the first take was.
Right. Do you consider yourself a method actor, Carmine?
I have never really thought about stuff like that.
Never?
I honestly.
What do you think about?
I have a lot of respect for it. I mean, I would think someone. I mean, I don't want to characterize or put anyone in a category, but I think I've probably worked with a few, and from my standpoint as an actor, I'll work with anybody.
Good.
And as a producer, I've always felt like if we're getting the performance, I'll put up with anything. Yeah.
That's what I love about you.
I want the performance.
Yes, me too. Because some people, it's like, even I mentioned Joey because you always said, Sissy, when the fight takes place, one thing is the fighter was in the gym training, right? Doing a sparring session. One thing is a fighter in the sparring session. One thing is the fighter when he's running, losing weight.
Right.
Because it's a mental game. And one thing is the fighter was at the fight.
Right.
It's a different fighter. Those 3 are different fighters. Okay,
right.
So we have to bring all to one. But at the end, is when the audience comes to see the fight, they don't care much about the process. Maybe, I guess now we do. I love the process. Okay, and now that's why we see the 24/7 right behind the scenes.
Right.
We see how the fighters get ready for the fight.
Yeah.
But it's like what I'm saying. People like to see the result at the end. They want to see. They don't care how much how much what it took you to get there, as long as you get there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So you don't like to dwell too much. As long as you get what you want.
I think when the role if the role for me is tougher or something that I'm not used to playing, then I'm probably a little bit more. I'll prepare more.
Right.
Like if it's something a little outside of my comfort zone.
Do you get obsessed with the material?
I think you have to. You
You
got to know
do.
the material because I don't
Upside down.
even if you're somebody that wants to improvise a little bit, well then you really got to know the material.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't think you could. I think you'll improvise better if you know that material inside and out.
Right.
You know, because then you could, you know, get back to it if you need to, or I think it's the dangerous game to play to not respect the
Are
material.
you a tough producer? Are you easy to please? Do you get along with people? Are you difficult? Are you get stressed out? I'm hearing you from different.
I think I am. I mean, on Pounds and a Mexicano, I did the best I could to always stay out of Matthew's way.
Okay.
The only time I would ever say something is if I thought, finances were becoming a factor.
Right.
But creatively, him and I were always on the same page.
Right. You can tell.
Yeah, we just.
It's so easy.
It
seems like it's
we'd
so
had
easy.
conversations way before. So by the time we got to set, we knew what we were doing, what we wanted. It was very rare something came up where we're going to change this or change that.
Right.
But a producer hires people. I think if you're going to hire people, you got to hire them because you believe in them. If you're going to hire them and then start micromanaging, I can't produce like that. That'll burn you out.
Do you work good under pressure?
I think I work better under pressure.
Really? You see, I like that answer.
Yeah. I think that's probably my biggest problem, is I probably need the pressure to get motivated. I think if I was a little more self-motivated in life, I'd probably be further along with my career. But it's like, give me a deadline and then shit starts happening.
Right,
but
right,
no
right.
deadline, it's like, all right, get to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I love deadlines. I like that stuff.
You like to work under pressure.
Like even in a Mexicano, there's a hospital scene.
I want to see it. I have to get it.
Yeah, it's on...
On Netflix?
It was on Netflix. I don't know if it is now, but I know it's on Amazon.
Okay.
And Cine Latino shows it a little bit. But there was a scene where we had 4 hours, and that was another great cast. We had Raul Castillo, who's on Looking on HBO, and Manny Perez, who's been
Manny
on,
Perez, he's
been
really
on like
good.
freaking everything.
Yes, I know. I just seen him in a movie with your
And Michael
boy.
too. Michael Aronoff was in that too.
Yes, I seen him too, but I haven't seen the movie.
But we had 4 hours to shoot a hospital scene. It's an important scene in the movie. Like
Right.
something big is going down.
Right.
And, Matthew, calm as a cucumber. We went in there. 4 hours to get it, load the equipment in, shoot the scene, load the equipment out of a hospital in 4 hours is, yeoman's work. So,
Right.
but if you have some producer acting like a jerk, it's not going to make it any easier.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. Now, what about female actresses? Because I see you're working with a lot of males, obviously, there's a lot of great actors, but what do you have to bring to the table? Because,
Yes.
well, I want to hear what you think in terms of female actors. What do you like? What you don't like? Are you picky? Carmine, can you smell talent? Can you sense talent? How does it work? Because with women and men, it's a different story. Sex seems to be a little powerful, right? To a certain degree.
Sure. Well, we've been lucky. I've been lucky with that too. In Pounds, I had Miriam Shore. That was someone Matthew. She actually came to us through Michael. Michael had done Hedwig and the Angry Inch with her, and he knew about the role, and the girl upstate role, and we lucked out with Miriam. She had tons of experience already and a lot of great credits. And talk about somebody that had like no rehearsal, no time to get ready.
Right.
We had to shoot all her scenes. She's in the movie maybe like 20, 22 minutes. We shoot all of her scenes in 3 days. She was so ready to, she was so off book. That girl knew her role inside and out. She maybe had a few questions, but she talked about making it look easy. Like that was the most intimidating thing about Miriam, is she made it look very, very easy. Sharon, and then take someone like Sharon from Miriam, I would say Sharon's like more visceral, more, Sharon's like a tornado. You know what I mean? In the greatest sense of the word, though, there's a lot of energy, a lot of stuff coming on, and Sharon to me is in some ways maybe even like a female Michael. You know what I mean? It's just like this energy that they have. It's like edgy energy that they have.
Right.
But I've been lucky with that too. All the females in Pounds, Susan Varon. I've been very fortunate to work, with great